Good morning, it's October 19th and we're back at the hangar. We've got our elevator stored away. We just used some straps to hang that up on the shelf. It's pretty light, so we'll just leave that stuff there. Today we're probably going to have a pretty short day at the hangar. We are going to start checking some fittings of the ribs to the forward spar. And what we have to do is we have to take this tip rib and we'll attach it, we'll cleco it up to this forward part here, and then we check to see if to make sure that that's flush with that rib along here, and if not, we'll have to trim or file that off. So we'll take a look and check it out. Okay, got it fitted up, clecoed on there, and good news is it's perfect fit on there. So it fit up nice and flush with the edge of the spar, so we don't have to do any trimming. You can see there's an example of how twisted the ribs get, and that's why you have to flute them. I haven't fluted these ribs yet, but you have to flute those so that they're nice and straight. But so good news on that one, no trimming needed. And same with the other wing. We fit the rib up and looks pretty good. No trimming needed on this spar. So we'll continue on. So something you have to do on this, this is the forward, aft, or is this the aft forward attached doubler? Forward attached doubler. But I think it's the forward.
It just says forward.
Oh, the forward attached doubler. So when you put this in, you have to make sure that there's no gap in the radius of this doubler right here. And you can see right there, I can see light down all the way through the end of this. So we'll have to take and file off. We'll just have to radius the sides of this. Move this a little bit here. You can see where that's attached there. Let me get this zoomed out so you can see where it is on the wing spar. So this is the top of the wing spar. So if you're looking at the wing would be going this way, and that's the front. And this is the inside where the fuselage is. So I'll just have to file that just a little bit to get that gap out of there. So to make these doublers sit flush in there, I just need to radius the side a little bit. So I'm just using a flat file to just shave just the little tiniest bit off of there, and it helps to put a couple clecos in it to hang on to it. You can kind of, well, I had it there for a minute. There we go. Just put your hand like that with a couple clecos on it. You can. And I had primered these parts, so but the inside of the spar is primered too. But this is kind of nice. You can see where you're working and where you're taking off if you got primer on it. Make sure it's coming off even. Yeah, let's check that out. Okay, we got a little more we need to take off. Got the flashlight down on the other end, but you can see the light coming in. See the light coming in right there in between it or underneath it. So those corners, those outside corners need to be radiused just a little bit more. Okay, you can see I've got this doubler filed down. There's just barely a little bit of light coming through there, and that'll probably get flushed up when we actually rivet it in, because those rivets will pull that in there. But nice and flush on those doublers there. Getting the doublers clecoed up, we're starting to rivet those in on the wing spars. These are all stainless steel 42s, or no, 44s. And I just had something interesting happen. We pulled one of the rivets and the head pulled right out of it, and now you can see there's light all the way through there. I think that might be okay. It's a stainless steel rivet, so it's pretty, these are really strong rivets. But we've got a message over to the tech guys over at Rand's to check and see if that's acceptable or not. If not, then we'll have to drill that out and replace it. But we'll continue riveting, and we'll follow up with that when we hear from them. Had a little issue with, I showed in that previous video spot where we pulled that rivet and it pulled the head out. We ended up doing the rest of this piece and ended up with 5 of these rivets where the heads popped off the back side inside of here. Sent a message over to the S21 Facebook group and asked Eddie Gill about what we need to do. He recommended we drill them out and replace them, and that's what we did. Drilled them out. 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5. Did those. The interesting thing about this is that the Milwaukee rivet puller is what we were using to pull these rivets. So I switched to the pneumatic puller, and we didn't have any issues with it. So there might be something with the Milwaukee puller where it's not pulling the stainless steel rivets correctly. So I think from here on out we'll stick with the pneumatic rivet puller for the stainless steel rivets. Okay, got these riveted on here, and you can see this is the piece that I had filed. We had to file a little bit of a bevel into it. You can see there's just this tiniest little bit of a gap in there, but it tightened up really nice when we riveted it in. So just had to draw a file a little bit off of each side of that. While we're cruising along here, getting these doublers put in. We're working on the aft wing spars right now, so we've got this all riveted in here. There's 2 of them that we don't rivet in, and got our other spar ready to go. We've got our do not rivets marked with blue tape, so we know not to rivet those. And we've got the end doublers riveted in with some massive stainless steel rivets there. Those are 62s, 64s. I don't. They're a big rivet.
66.
Oh, a 66.
Yeah, 316, 66.
Yeah. So those are. I use the pneumatic on those, and those are a double. It takes two pulls on that riveter to get that done. But we're continuing on. Almost done with this part. We're done up here for the day. We're kind of knocking off a little early. It's early afternoon, and just because we've got stuff at home we need to catch up with. We're on day 5 of our vacation of doing this, and planecation, and we're just we've got stuff we need to catch up at home. So we decided to get a few things done on the spars. We got these. Got these doublers all done on the rear spars, and these doublers done here. This is where the rear spar attaches. This part right here attaches to the fuselage on the airplane, and there's some bolt throughs that are going to happen in here, I believe. I can't remember what all goes on here, but that wasn't called out for a rivet today. We got those done. Did the what do we do on the front spar? We did those. Yeah, I showed that stuff. We got that done. I'm not sure what we got coming up. We got some transfer drilling we need to do through these doublers. Well, I didn't look at it too close since we weren't going to be doing it yet today. Did have the issue with those stainless steel rivets that the heads popped off. Didn't figure out really why it did that. Rand says they use that same riveter, that Milwaukee riveter, and they've never had a problem with it, so I'm not sure what's going on there. The pneumatic riveter worked great on those, so I think just, I said earlier, going forward, we'll just use pneumatic riveter on the stainless steel. But I will say that they drilled out really easy. I thought it would be hard to drill those stainless steel rivets out, but they're in such a thick, beefy part. They came right out. It wasn't a problem. So it's actually really easy to get those out. And of course, I didn't videotape that, but it's just like the other ones. Anyways, if you like this content that I'm putting out, go ahead and hit that like button and subscribe if you're not a subscriber, and hit the notification bell if you want to get an email every time I put out a new video. So thanks for watching, and that's it for now.